Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I want to start off and put more in my schedule, and it's a prediction reading for ATEEZ to figure out what will happen for them for the rest of 2024. And with this, for those of you that will not know, I will continue then, or start off, if you want to put it that way, with the individual readings for them. So each one of them will get a bit more of a specified, let's get to know them type of thing. So expect that pretty soon, and by pretty soon I mean probably sometime next month. Look forward to that. In this reading we have different questions, so in the description below I will have the timestamps in case you want to jump around to that. But if not, let's just start off with their reading, with the first question being, what is the current energy that ATEEZ is in? By the way, I have already done a reading for ATEEZ because someone asked something very specific. I think it may have been a year or two ago, so I have done something for them, but now I am officially introducing them since yeah. Anyway, so the first card that came out is the Moon Reverse. We have the Hangman Reverse as well, the Three of Pentacles Reverse, and the Four of Swords Reverse. So the Four of Swords Reverse is actually pretty clear to me. Usually the Four of Swords talks about someone that is relaxed, someone that is keeping their mind calm, maybe someone that is in a meditative state, someone that's resting. And with this card being reversed, it just kind of shows that that energy is not really it. And usually when you have a tarot card that is reversed, it could mean the opposite meaning of what it usually is. So with the Four of Swords reversed, this just tells me that right now the group is not resting because they're very busy, which makes sense because they just had they had the comeback right now. So of course they're busy, they're probably doing a lot of things, and they have a lot of schedules that they have to look out for. Now let's look at the other cards that we have here. With the Moon reversed, this is actually a pretty good card to have reversed. The Moon usually it's Pisces energy, and it talks about someone that, well, not someone, but it talks about the energy of things that are like a mystery, things that are unknown, things that are a bit confusing because the Moon can talk about illusions and things being a bit muddy, so it's not that clear. And with this card being reversed, that just kind of shows me that right now the group has a very clear idea of what they want to do, even if they don't really know how the future will come out. So there's a sense of being quite optimistic that things are going to do well and that everything will be okay, but at the same time I think the group is quite aware that they can't really predict the future. Ha ha ha, considering that this video is a prediction reading. So I think the group is aware that there's hard work that has to be put in, and they're very clear of what their idea is, what their goals are, and what they want to do. And maybe even they may have like these very big goals that may take a couple of years to get done, and they have those things very clear. So their intentions are set. That's what I'm trying to get at. But with the Moon reverse, there's still this feeling that they don't see the full picture because, of course, we don't know what will happen until it happens, right? That kind of vibe. Now with the Hangman reverse, this is Neptune energy, which is the ruler of Pisces. So there is quite a lot of this, I guess, energy or vibe of this intuitive feeling, free-flowing, going with the flow as well. But at the same time, everything is a bit confusing. They may have very big dreams, and they may be daydreaming a lot. Like, this is the energy of the whole group, so some may be doing this more than others. They may be daydreaming a lot, but they may not really have like a practical approach to what they want to do, even though they may have very big expectations and very big goals. With the Hangman, usually this card talks about willingly putting yourself in a position to see things from a different point of view, a different perspective. It usually talks about someone that's trying to be a bit more open-minded and trying to, in a way, break free from labels in order to see things from their own point of view, but also thinking outside of the box, right? So this makes me think, with this card being reversed, that many of them have already had a very like established routine or have a very set way of doing things, and many of them have not really gone through risks. If you see the Hangman reverse and the Three of Pentacles reverse, something tells me that there could be some clashing energies within the group. I don't think it's anything too serious. I think it just boils down to, I think the group may feel that they're a bit stagnant, This stagnation, I don't think it has to do with how their career is going or how they're doing, as much as it has to do with like their ideas and the concepts they want to tackle. I think they already found their, what is it called? Their bread and butter. They already figure out what works for them. They already figure out what sells, or like what the public wants. So I do feel that many of them are want to take riskier risks when it comes to their concepts or like the themes that they want to tackle. With this Hangman reverse, it makes me think that some of them feel like they've plateaued in their systematic way of doing things for their work. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, there's this sense of, I think many of them have reached this point where they want to expand a bit more. It happens to everyone where you're working hard towards a goal and you're improving yourself and become like this new version of yourself, and then you kind of hit this wall where it's kind of like that you hit this cap, if you want to call it that way, or I'm thinking of Genshin, leveling up your character. You kind of hit this cap where you have to like put in more material so that you can continue leveling them up. And with them is something similar, where they have been working consistently towards something as a group. So this is in their individual stuff as well as like the things that they do together as a group. They've been constantly working towards something, but many of them feel like they've hit this wall already, where they may have to put a lot more effort to break through and have like this new improvement and this bigger like level up. So we may be reaching this state in them where they may be ready to enter a new chapter in their lives. But the Three of Pentacles reverse. Now this card is a bit tough, because usually upright, the Three of Pentacles talks about teamwork. And with it being reversed, we could consider it as there may be some clashes of teamwork within the group. Now, I don't think this necessarily means that they don't get along, as much as this means that everyone may be having this clashing energy or this conflict where some of them want to do some things while other people are okay where they're at right now. So there's this feeling where there's clashing energies because some people want to continue pushing and breaking boundaries, like breaking standards, breaking labels, breaking whatever they're like the group has already gotten used to, while other people are perfectly fine where they're at. And I think this gap or this difference of expectations could be some of the clashing energies between the team, because some people may feel like they're dragging the rest of the team towards this change, while others may feel like they're being dragged towards change when they're okay where they're at. So again, this is just because they're different people. Now, the other thing that I'm getting with the Three of Pentacles reverse could also mean that many of them are already thinking or planning how they want to start doing their individual stuff. So maybe this year, some of them may start pushing for maybe taking out their own music, or maybe start looking for solo projects. I don't really know what ATEEZ is doing, so I don't know if they have done anything on their own, like someone promoting just on their own. But yeah, they may start, some of them may want to start pushing those type of agendas. I don't know what individual stuff they would like to do. We will see that on the second question when we get to that second part of their individual predictions. But with all of this said, it seems like this year, currently, they've been very busy. There may be a bit of clashes between the expectations that the group has. There is this sense of their intentions of like what they want out of life is very clear, but then when it comes down to how to meet those expectations, that could be a bit of like the clashing energy that we see here with the team. Oh, you know what else I'm getting? And I totally forgot. So this is kind of important. To me, usually, the Hangman reverse is a warning. It's usually is this sense of like, the Hangman is a sign that sometimes you need to slow down a little bit to try to see things differently. So usually for people that are workaholics, which I do think this could hit ATEEZ since they've been very, very busy constantly all the time, this Hangman reverse is a warning of slow down or take a break, especially if you combine this with the Four of Swords reverse. It's like, take a break, because the warning to me that the Hangman talks about is like, sometimes life gives us signs that we need to slow down and take a break to avoid burnout, or so like that we can have a we can clear our mind to have the right judgment to be able to make the right decisions for ourselves when we are just going on about our life, right? So to me, the Hangman reverse, the warning that it could give is like, if you don't listen to this warning that your body could be giving you, like maybe it gets tired, maybe it's very sleepy, maybe you just don't have energy, that is a sign that your body's asking you to rest. That's like the physical way that the Hangman reverse could be manifesting. But the other way is like sometimes it happens that life is telling you to slow down in the sense that you may be pushing for a goal to meet or accomplish a goal in your life. And maybe you're even pushing to open up doors for these opportunities to enter your life. And sometimes when those things don't pan out, or you work very hard but you don't get the results that you're looking for, sometimes those are signs that the universe is giving you to slow down. And the reason why sometimes things don't work out the way that you expected could also be because you need to like take a break to rethink things, so then you can have this new point of view and this new perspective. And the only way that you can do that is by kind of like looking away or taking a break from what you're doing, so like that you can clear your mind and see things clearly, right? And have the ability to differentiate between not meeting the results that you wanted because maybe your expectations are unrealistic, or because maybe just not the right time, the right place, that kind of vibe. So I do feel that that's sometimes where you need to take a break. But I keep hyping up to this warning. The warning that sometimes happens with the Hangman to me personally is the whole idea of like, if you don't rest when the universe is very lovingly telling you to take a break, sometimes the universe puts like this very hard stops. And to me, some of those could be as simple as like a project just falls through. That's still the universe being kind. The other, when it calls for desperate measures, that's usually when I see accidents and I see injuries happen. So for some people, if you can, let's say I mentioned that your body could be telling you to sleep and rest because it's tired, it lacks energy, or maybe the mind could be very foggy because your body is physically telling you it needs rest. Then what could happen is that you can fall sick. And the Hangman reverse to me could talk about sickness, injury, and accidents, right? Sometimes it's just like the universe being like, if you're not going to kindly listen to my advice of slowing down, we will reach drastic measures, and sometimes it can manifest in an accident. So all I'm saying is that currently the group is pushing themselves so much to achieve a certain goal, individually or as a group, it doesn't really matter. But I do feel that the cards are just telling them to rest. I think they already have. I think they've already pushed themselves more than enough. But it's the K-pop industry. I should not be surprised that many of them will just push constantly in a competitive industry. One that is like, if you're not on everyone's faces constantly, everyone just forgets about you. Like, what? That's just the industry that the K-pop world is. But let's go into the second question, which is, what is in store for ATEEZ's career this year? So let's get one to see a group as a whole and what's like the predictions for them. We have a full moon in Libra with a win-win outcome is forecast. So with a full moon in Libra, this kind of shows that the predictions for ATEEZ is 2024 is that in their career, they have everything to win. Meaning that whatever they do, it will bear very good results, even if it's not what they're expecting. With Libra, we have balance. So it's kind of like their efforts will be paid off. But also with Libra, it's not necessarily, how should I put it? Libra is not really an energy that talks about money. So I do feel that one of the areas where they will see the best results will come with their networking. So the relationship that they're establishing with other people as they're working and the connections that they're building through the success of their work is what's going to be the biggest highlight for them this 2024. So we kind of have already seen a little bit of this year with when they went to Coachella, right? I think that gave them very good publicity. So I do feel that that's one of the ways where, like, let's say they're gonna take a project out, even if number wise it doesn't do that well per se, it will leave a very good impression with people in such a way that those connections that they're indirectly building with their work will eventually blossom into very good opportunities later on. Libra is usually talking about partnerships, and to me, Libra also talks about contracts because I'm thinking of the Justice card in tarot. And if we put it that way, it almost feels like there's a lot of eyes on them that goes beyond just fans wanting them to succeed. It is also people that may be thinking of working with them, which in the future it could pan out to a very beneficial collaboration potentially. So I realized I was recording this, but I was not recording the audio, so that's embarrassing. But this could also be a sign for them that they will get clarity later on, and that clarity could be very well established and good communication with other people. But one of the things that I was going to mention is that if some of them want to start like doing solo stuff within the music industry or like outside of it as well, but within the entertainment industry, then I do feel that many of them will start creating these connections of these opportunities that could be very beneficial for them, even if they take something out and maybe they go like, oh, it did not meet their expectations. They're still winning in the sense that indirectly they're creating a stronger foundation for future opportunities to blossom. That's basically what I'm getting at. But yeah, with a full moon in Libra, we're talking about energy that is very, very enhanced. Okay, sure. So it's very prominent, it's very obvious, and since Libra is air energy, I do feel that it does talk about communication that is a bit like more one-on-one. So again, opportunities that will be open to them. I do feel that there will be opportunities for them as a group, but I do feel that this time this year, either they will start already seeing individual love calls. I think that's what it's called, when like someone wants to collaborate with them and they're already like, hey, I'm interested in like working together, that kind of thing. So I do feel that they will start seeing that for individuals, but that doesn't mean that the whole group will not benefit from that, right? But let's get to the second part of this second question, which is the part where I will apologize in advance because I will say their names. So if I say it wrong, please realize I am not Korean. Anyway, so I will take out, usually the goal is to take out one card, but depending on my mood and my energy, if more cards come out for each person, I don't mind. So let's talk about their individual career predictions. So I'll go with their leader and then in age order. So for Hong Hyun, what predictions do we have for his career? I say we, but let's just say it's my spirit guides and I, right? Okay, what predictions are in store for his career? So I'll take the 4 cards, apparently. The 4 cards that came facing up and put the rest away. So I have read for him before, so I'm somewhat familiar with his energy. So we have Liviation, we have Laws, Reservation, and Real Estate. So for him, to me, Liviation talks about having faith, spirituality, and a routine. When you see like these hands that are kind of like embracing and helping this other person like pour this liquid on, it makes me think of like your spirit guides having your back or lending you a hand in like whatever endeavor you have planned. So it just makes me think that he may be super intuitive and he has a really strong connection with spirit. And by that just shows that he just knows when it's the right timing to do something. He just has this inkling or this feeling that of like when to take action. And I do feel that intuition could be something that will be super beneficial for his career this 2024. There is this sense that he may have like this very calm way of thinking, and one of the ways that he could have reached that is because of this innate trust. So it's just him just being confident with not only his skills and his ability to accomplish his goals, but also with the timing of things. Like he just trusts that at the right time things will just come to him and the right opportunities will present themselves to him when it's the right time for them to happen. So he also feels that he has the skills or the knowledge necessary, or like he will have all the tools necessary to go through with those projects when he encounters them in his life. So that type of mentality is something that will benefit him a lot this year. And I think this is something that he has been doing pretty much his whole life. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't struggle as much as it just means that he knows how to pick himself up, basically. But this year, that mentality will be very helpful for him. With a lost card, that just makes me think that he will encounter a lot of divine detours. So I don't necessarily think he will lose a pet or like someone will pass away. But I do feel that he could encounter loss in the sense of a divine detour. So what this means is there's something that he wants to do, something that he wants to go through with, but for whatever reason, either the project falls apart, or it's not the right time, or it never really pans out. Like maybe he wants to do something and it just doesn't work. When stuff like this happens, is usually like divine protection, if you want to put it that way. If something doesn't work out because it was not meant to be, in the sense of like it was not going to meet his expectations, or it was not going to, there might, sometimes when something doesn't work out is because spirit sees that they need to get rid of this, the one thing that you're going after, to make room for something better. And I do feel that this is like the divine detours that he will encounter this year. There will be, I think there's something very, very specific. I don't think he's going to have a lot of those this year, but there's something very big, something that he really wanted to work in, maybe something that a schedule that he really wanted to be part of, or maybe a project, or maybe an idea that he's pushing forward, and it doesn't go through somehow for whatever reason. And I do feel that this is spirit protecting him from something. So some of the ways that this could manifest is like, let's say that rumors come out later that he was going to be part of a program, a show, or a project, and people are like, oh, that sucks, it would have been so good if he was part of it. But then later sometime happens, and then it comes out that the cast of this project or the people that were involved with him were shady as hell. And if that happens, he's not related or connected to these people because he could not be part of it in the first place. So this is a form of divine intervention. It's like sometimes, you know how they say like rejection is God's protection? I do feel that with him something like that could happen. Like he really wanted to be part of something, he really wanted to do something, it doesn't work out, and it's actually protecting him from being connected to this people, or being connected to this project that didn't pan out at the end of the day. So it also feels like those times when you really want something and you think this one thing that you're working towards will give you what you want, when in reality it won't. But since we like hindsight with things, because we're living through the motions of life every day. I do feel that when you connect to spirit, it becomes easier to understand when something doesn't work out, because intuitively you go like, yeah, maybe this is just not meant for me for a reason. And then later on stuff happens and you get like clarity, like, yeah, this is why it was not meant for you, that kind of vibe. So I do feel that with him something like that could happen. I think it's just one very specific thing that's going to be big enough, but I don't know if it will be big enough for the general public to know about it, but it will leave quite an impression on him. But let's go on to the other cards. With the reservation card, that card just makes me think that he really loves his career and he puts a lot of time and attention and effort into flourishing his career. So this card is just kind of highlighting that this year he will continue doing that. And I do think that he will reap a lot of those benefits, because if you look at the card that this guy is hugging, it looks very well taken care of. So I do feel that this is just reflecting that for Hong Young, he will be able to kind of show off his hard work. So his efforts will pay off in that sense. Now, with the real estate, this makes me think that he is creating very strong foundations for like the stuff that he's doing. So what I mean with the real estate is like he may be creating or working on something that is creating such a foundation that is stable, it's secure, and it will be like planting the seeds for something better and greater to eventually bear fruit. So I'm getting kind of like a combination of the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. It's like the start of a new journey, but it's it's still in the planning stages. Like, I think it's more of like preparing the skills, preparing the mentality, maybe even emotionally preparing himself for some change that he wants for his life. But I do feel that this is something that will take some time to pan out. But I don't, well, it will be connected to his career, but I don't know necessarily what he will be working on, but it is something that he deeply cares about with this reservation card. Now, if you want to combine all these cards, this 2024 for him, he will be connected spiritually in such a way that when he experiences a divine detour or something just doesn't pan out for him, he will feel the initial sadness of like, damn, I really wanted that to work. But then it continues to like, well, he cares about his work, so he will persevere and continue working on the projects that he can work on and that have not like fallen through, and this will just continue leaving like a very strong foundation for future projects or future things that he wants to do within his career. So in other words, I do feel that this year is going to be very beneficial for him, or like he's going to do well. If anything, he may just experience one big hurdle or obstacle that will stand out to him, but it will just be like a life experience of like, sometimes if something doesn't work out is for a reason, and I think he will take it pretty well. I just think it's been highlighted because it might be quite a big deal for him this year. But now let's go into the next person, which is Songhwa. So what's in store for his career this 2024? No, I made that reaction because it's another 4 card. So we have natural disaster, friendship, bullying, and stop. I'm going to tell you guys this. For him, not so long ago. Well, I don't know how long ago it was, but I actually had a dream that he got in an accident, and these cards make me feel that he should be careful. So we have the natural disaster, the bullying, and stuff. Now I do feel that he may feel under pressure to do something that could be a little bit dangerous, and it could go, how should I put it? It could go wrong. It might, how should I put it? So one of the things that I dream about, I hope it doesn't happen. So let's just pray that he stays safe. What I dream about is that the group was performing, and he was like going. He was suspended into the air. I don't know if he was like a platform or if he was like wires or something, but like he was flying up in the concert or something, and then I think things were not secured well, so he fell. And despite how tall the height was, he didn't get that badly injured. I think he just hurt his arm, but it would be better if he hadn't fallen at all, right? And he didn't get injured at all. So all I'm saying is that with a natural disaster, he may encounter maybe an accident, or he could get injured this year in his career. I mean, that dream left quite an impression on me. So I was like, I hope he's safe. I hope everything's okay with him. So with these cards, it makes me think that he may feel, with a bullying card too, he may feel pressure to do something that maybe it will look cool, maybe other people have done it, so it's not something that he should be worried about, but he may have like this gut feeling that he shouldn't do it, and I think he should follow that. So this 2024, I do feel that if he ever is told do this and he doesn't feel comfortable doing it, I think he should push against this influence and be like, I don't want to do it. So I won't do it, right? So I hope he kind of stands up for himself. With this friendship card, I do feel that this 2024 in his career, he will notice that there's a lot of people that care about him and support him and will support his decisions. So whenever he's in danger, there will be people out there that will take care of him. And with a bully card, there will also be a lot of people that will criticize him. But do keep this in mind. I think this is very obvious, as in like the friendship is like whoever is close with him and people that do know him, of course, will support him and take care of him and will respect his decisions. So if he doesn't want to do something because he feels like it's not gonna work out or he feels it's not safe, I do feel that there will be a group of people that will stand behind him and support him in that decision and push for his safety, right? Especially if my dream does come true. I hope it doesn't. But with this bully card, I do feel that there will also be a lot of people that will either mock him or make fun of him for trusting his instincts and guiding and like following his gut feeling, right? So what I mean by this is like if what happens in my dream comes true, then there might be a sense that a lot of like, let's say if it's like the people that take care of the concerts and stuff, you know what this could have been? This could have been like an end of like the end of award shows, because it happens a lot that everything is so rushed that things are not safe. So I wonder if like maybe the people that are organizing this concert or these performances are like, don't worry, our stuff is safe, you'll be okay, you're worrying over nothing or whatever. But I do feel that he should just trust his gut feeling. Like I do feel that he should try to not get like influenced or push towards doing something that he's not comfortable with. So I think this bully card could just be people that are like minimizing and not taking seriously this gut feeling that he has. So with this top card, that just makes me think of someone that is standing up for themselves. This card has come up for someone before when I was doing the group predictions back in January, and it was a similar feeling of like basically standing up for yourself. So if someone tells you do this, do that, and you just go, you know what, stop. Or if someone's criticizing you, just tell them, you know, stand up for yourself and be like, I will not tolerate this behavior, right? Like, people can have whatever opinion they want. That does not mean I will allow these people to, like, talk smack about me. That kind of vibe. So I do feel that with him this year, he should just really trust his gut feeling. And if he encounters something where he feels he will not be safe, he should just push for it. He should just rely on the support of people that do care about him and do take him seriously, and rely on these people to kind of help him push forward and not allow to be convinced in doing something that he's not comfortable with. So I do. Now this is just kind of like a combination of like what I dreamt about and like what the cards are saying. So let's just hope that everything goes well for him, and let's hope that he stays safe. I do have to say that usually I don't dream about, like, when I dream stuff, everything's usually a metaphor. I don't really dream of things that actually end up happening. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. That's all I'm getting at. Now let's go on to the next person, which is Yuno, or Yunho. I don't know how you will say his name. So what's in store for his career this 2024? Oh, I picked them up the wrong way. We have schedule. I mean, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Management, plan, and organize. So this 2024... it's very obvious. He's going to be very busy working this year. It feels like time is going to be flying. So this 2024 is going to go very quickly for him. There's going to be a lot of schedules. So he's going to be very, very busy the whole year. And with the management plan and organize, I do feel that even though he's very busy, I don't think he's going to be feeling super burdened or super tired. Not okay, let me clarify this. What I mean by this is that he's human, so of course he's going to feel tired. Of course he's going to reach points of overworking himself, but I do feel that he will also manage his time very well despite his very busy schedule. So I do feel that he will have a very decent balance between taking care of himself and being able to get done with all of the things that have to get done for his work and his career. I do feel that he may feel that time goes by very quickly because he is doing so many things that he will reach those points where he may not even know what day he's in because all the days are kind of merging. But aside from that, I don't think he will reach a point where the hangman reverse will have to get involved, as we talked about earlier, right? So I do feel like he does have a very good balance, and he does know how to plan things out so that he's not pushing himself beyond his limits. But I do feel like he will be very busy this year. And I mean, clearly the whole group is constantly busy, but it's just been highlighted that I guess the biggest highlight for him this year is he will be busy. So, nothing good is standing out, but at least nothing bad is being highlighted for him either. So pretty neutral, like, you know, the normal stuff. Busy, busy, busy. Now let's go into the next person, which is Yongsang. So what's in store for his 2024 and his career? So we have, okay, stability, harmony, and acceptance. You know how I mentioned that there were some people that kind of just go with the flow? I feel like he's one of those people. He's just kind of like, things are happening and things are what they are. I don't think he's pushing himself too much to like do things different. As we talked about earlier, that there was this clash of energy of some people that were like trying to break boundaries, break labels, and do things differently. And then there were other people that they were pretty satisfied with how things were, and like they didn't feel the need of like pushing themselves to do anything like revolutionary or anything different. So I do feel that with Yongsang, he's kind of like in the second band of people that is like, I'm good with where we are. We don't have to like do more. But I think he kind of goes with the flow. So if many of the group is like, we want to do something risky and tackle a different concept, I think he'll be okay with it. So I do feel that this year his career is gonna do fine. Maybe nothing outstanding either, but like nothing is getting highlighted, like good or bad as well. But he's gonna, at least with him, we are getting specifically that he's going to be fine. We have stability, harmony, and acceptance. So acceptance and the okay card just makes me think if like the group wants to do something different, he's cool with it. He's okay with it. So he'll adapt. He'll manage. So even though I don't think he's like pushing to do things different, if the group wants to like change the concept entirely and like pull a 180, he's okay with it. He's not gonna fight it, and he'll adapt to it. But aside from that, I do feel that with him, it just kind of shows that whatever he encounters in his career, he'll be able to handle it with elegance and grace, were the words that came up. Okay, so I guess that could mean that if there's ever an interview and someone wants to like trigger him or like push him or like push his buttons somehow, he'll manage to wiggle himself out of it very, very easily and very quickly. I don't know, that felt a little bit strange in the sense of like, okay, what in a temple? I guess it could happen, right? Maybe an interview that someone says something that he was like, well, what? But he may have his way with words. I don't really know him, so is he eloquent? You guys tell me. I don't know. But yeah, with the stability, harmony, and acceptance, it just shows that this year his career is gonna do very well, and there's no hiccups for him. So everything's just gonna work out. But I think it could also be just because of his personality. With this okay card, I think he's someone that kind of just goes with the flow. So if the waters get turbulent, he just kind of waits for things to calm down, and when it's time to move, he swims. I'm thinking of like a fish. I'm thinking of Pisces energy and how Pisces is a mutable sign and it's a water sign. So it's people that very intuitively just go with the flow, and they are very, very easy to they can adapt very easily to their environment. To the point that Pisces energy could reflect someone that is quite a chameleon if you have Pisces in like your first house and stuff. So people that are very good at just changing their appearance and seeming like completely different people. But yeah, so this year he's gonna do well and his career is gonna be fine too. Let's go on to the next person, which is Sun. So what's in store for his career this 2024? So we have another group of 4 cards. We have Coach. Funny enough, I have never seen this card. We have Coach, Goal, Readiness, and Third Wheel. So the first 3 cards makes me think that this year for his career, he's going to be like the leading force to do something or to guide people in a project. With the goal, the readiness, and the coach, it makes me think that he's going to be the one leading either a group of people or leading his own group into doing something. And he will be like the leader or like the guiding light. So either he's the one that proposed this idea, the one that is doing the research for this project or for this concept, and he's going to be like the guiding voice for everyone. It's like, I've done this before, or I heard that you do this and that, or based on my research, this will be the best way to go about it. And I do feel that the reason why he's the one guiding this is because this is a goal of his. So this could be like, maybe he's the one that introduces this concept, or maybe he's the one that wanted to be part of the show, or he's the one that was able to get to land this opportunity for the group, or whatever it is. But it seems like this year he will be guiding the group through something. I don't know if it will be a comeback or if it will be a schedule, but whatever it is, he is the one that has the most knowledge about it, and he may be also the one that set the intentions for this goal to be met. So with the readiness, I do feel that he's the most prepared for this goal, whatever that is, and he will be the one guiding and leading and teaching the rest of his group for it. So I don't know, like maybe the concept is one that will not benefit him, but like that fits him the most, and maybe that's why he's guiding the rest of the group. Or if it's an opportunity, again, as I mentioned earlier, he was the one that landed the group on this opportunity or this project. Or again, if he's the one that introduced this idea or this concept, then he may be the most knowledgeable about it. And if that's the case, that could be the reason why he's like the guiding voice or the leading one for this one thing that they're doing this year. Now with the third wheel though, enemy, distrust, and flirtatiousness. I do feel with the third wheel that he may feel like a bit of an outcast though, so I don't know if being the leader will make him feel like he is in a different level from everybody else. I don't think that's necessarily like a bad thing. Or who knows, maybe there's something that he wants to do, he's pushing for it, but also because of that, he may feel that he's been pushed to the side. And I wonder if this is a little bit of like maybe having a little bit too many responsibilities. So the third wheeling just makes me think of like maybe he will just feel out of place somehow. I don't know if this third wheel card is connected to the other three cards, or if this is something separate within his career. Like maybe he will encounter a point in his life or a schedule in his career where he feels like he's an outcast, where he feels that he's been put to the side, or maybe in this whole thing where he's the one that is pushing forward for this project, or is like the leader guiding everybody else through like this schedule or this project, that he feels like he is like everybody else is at a certain level or understanding of a situation, and he's in a different one, and that's why he may feel like an outcast. I don't think this like third wheel thing, I don't think it's super serious. I think this is just is just here just to say like it's there, you know what I mean? Like I don't think it's something that we should be super worried about, but it will definitely happen. It's gonna be there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm getting at. But let's go on to or who knows? Okay, we can take the third wheel quite seriously, and maybe in his romance, he's gonna be like third wheeling, like he's gonna be hanging out with people, and it's like, why is everyone falling in love? Everyone but me. That could be me. I don't know where he stands in romance. We will know about that in his individual reading. But let's go on to the next person, and let's figure out for Mingy, if I said that right, what's in store for his career this 2024. So we have commitment, hesitation, and daydream. I feel like I've seen these three cards with someone before. Like, okay, look, I used these cards for the individual predictions of the groups that I was working on or I had worked on. And you can see all those group predictions that I did in January. So I have seen some of these cards. Anyway, so for the commitment, it feels like he will feel trapped because of his contract, or he may have like made a promise and he feels tied down to that promise, and because of that, it's getting in the way of something that he wants to do on his own. With his daydream, I think there's something that he has always wanted to do. We talked about daydreaming with the moon card reverse, so there is a sense like there's something that he has always wanted to do, and he wants to push towards it. However, he may hesitate because it could get in the way of either his schedules or it could get in the way with his contract. I don't know what he wants to do, or I don't really know if he's like already like endorsing a brand or something, and because of that it could get in the way of something else that he wants to do. Or I don't it feels like there's in this 2024 he will be presented with the opportunity or with the potential to do something and he can't go through with it because he's tied down by his contract, and that's something that will bother him this year. But the other thing that I'm getting is that he may start dreaming about something that he wants in life. It could be connected to his career or maybe not. Like for example, one thing that we can take literally right here is that maybe he wants to go on vacation, take a break, but he can't because there's schedules that he has to do and it's part of his contract, right? Basically, his job is like he wants to rest, but he can't because he has a job to do. This could be like what's happening here. Or as I mentioned earlier, it could be like he may have this idea of like, you know what would be nice if I do this one thing, whatever that could be. But then he kind of has to shut down that idea because then it like clashes, or it clashes with his contract. So I don't know what this idea could be. I don't know if it's like, let me take a break, I want to go on vacation, or if it's just like a personal goal of his that he kind of goes like, oh, if I pursue that, does it get in the way with my commitments and my commitments to my contract, my company, and my group? You know what I mean? But yeah, it seems like this year I don't think we're going to see much like action, or like we may hear about this, but I don't think is going to, like, whatever he wants to do and his hesitation will not really intervene with his work, in the sense of he will prioritize his work and his career right now. But I do feel that this is more in the thinking stages, so I don't think there's anything super solid that will cause us to hear about it, if that makes sense. So if anything, he may talk about it like, oh, I kind of want to do this, but I have to talk to management about this, or maybe we will just hear that there's something that he wants to do and he can't do it. That's about it. I don't think like the worst that could happen with the cards that we have right here is that maybe someone wants to collaborate with him and it just doesn't pan out because he'll be very busy with other commitments, with other with his group schedule or something like that. So that's kind of what I mean. Like, I don't think there's anything to be super worried about. It's just something that will happen this year. Now let's go on to the next person, which is Wooyoung. Well, Wooyoung. I hope I said that right. So what's in store for his career this 2024? We have collaboration, and that's actually very good. So backup, unity, and enhancement. This just kind of shows that he will probably be a very good support to the group, to his own group. So if someone's going through a rough time, he will be there to help them. He may have a lot of collaborations with other people. Now, I don't think this is much within singing. I think this is more in variety stuff. So I think he will be appearing in a lot of shows, or he will I don't know if it's on his own or with just different group members, but he will really stand out somehow. Like, he could be a very good team player, or he is very good for media or something. And I feel that this 2024 is just going to be highlighted with the potential that he has in the entertainment industry. I don't think this collaboration has anything to do with music, so I don't think he will have like sing collaborations or whatever. He could, but I think the biggest highlight, or the biggest potential, sure. I'm saying that because what does that even mean? I don't know. But I think what will most likely happen is that he could be in a variety show, or he could be like on those YouTube shows that other idols have, and he will just stand out like to the general public potentially. Like, maybe it goes beyond fans, and I think a lot of people would just see the potential that he has in this, and this is where the collaboration kind of comes in. A lot of people that want to work with him because he's just very easy to talk to potentially. I don't really know if he actually is because I don't know him, but it seems like this year he may get a lot of people that are planning to work with him. But again, this is from the entertainment part of things. I don't think this has anything to do with music. So that was pretty clear, very straightforward. Now let's go on to the last person, which is Yonko. Let's go with our youngest member. So what's in store for him in 2024? For his career. Oh shit, okay. So we have Curse and Protest. I feel that he will clash heads with someone. So with the curse we have hate, catastrophe, misfortune, and with the protest we have a word that I don't know how to pronounce, sue, and attention. It seems like the people that will have the roughest time is the two oldest one and the youngest members, and the youngest member of this group. So for him, I do feel that with the curse card, there will be a lot of things that he wants to do and they just don't work or it doesn't pan out. I do know that for some time he had to kind of step down because he was overworking his throat. So if that's the case, this could mean that this 2024 he will have to kind of speak up to take care of himself, or will have to push to prioritize himself. But I do feel that this has to do with his health, though. I do think that he could be going through like a very rough time. If you look at the pins that we have right here, so there's two of them on the head, one in the throat, one in the arm, and one in the leg. This makes me think that he could be experiencing pains, or he could, like, his body is not keeping up with him, or like he's gassed out. That's what I'm getting with the wind here, the smoke that we see in the curse card. So I do feel that he may feel cursed in the sense that his body is not responding as well as before. He could be overexerting himself, and we kind of did get that with the hangman reverse, that some of them are already getting, well, the group is already getting the warning that they should take a break and not overdo it. So I do feel that with him, he may have to push to be able to take a break. Or you know what else this could mean? Like, you know who could be protesting? Not even him. It could be his body. Like, his body is telling him off and be like, dude, we need to rest. We need to take a break. And he may not really be listening. So, again, the whole point is that I do feel that this year for his career, he needs to take care of himself. Now, the other thing that could happen is that he could be speaking up for himself. So maybe there's something that he wants to push for, and because of that, he will have to say something about it. Maybe, I don't know if it's like being overworked, and that's why he has to speak up and say, I need to rest. You know, like knowing his limits in that sense. You know, he's human. He shouldn't push himself too much. Or I wonder if maybe this year he will encounter a very difficult period of his life that may have other people calling like mistreatment or mismanagement or something like that. So I wonder if maybe he will go through something that will cause maybe fans to speak up to take care of him and be like, you know, let him rest. Or I don't it depends on the issue, but like whatever it is, someone will speak up about it. I don't know if it will be him to prioritize himself, or if it will be other people defending him and be like, you know, this treatment is not fair or something along those lines. But it feels like someone will just be speaking up and standing up for themselves. Well, if fans are doing this, then they're not standing up for themselves, they're standing up for him, right? But same difference. Yeah, so I don't know. I think if it's not his body telling him and like shouting at him that they like it needs to rest, then, and if it's not him telling management that he needs, like, whatever idea or thought he needs to defend, then this could just mean that fans see some sort of mistreatment and they may call it out for him. Like, you know, it's not fair that he has to do all of these things, or why do people treat him this way, or something along those lines. So I do feel that I don't know if this will be against the company or if it could be against other stuff. Like if he was in a show and someone was treating him unfairly, people will speak up about it. Or maybe there was like an interview and like whoever was interviewing them was treating him differently somehow, and people just speak about it. Whatever it is, it's going to be a little bit rough for him this year. For his career, at least. I don't think he's going to do something bad, as much as I feel that he will encounter an obstacle that other people, or maybe he himself, will have to like speak up about. Well, to end off this reading, let's go to the very last question, which is the advice and healing messages for the group. So let's figure out what advice Spirit or the universe has for the group. We have New Moon in Aquarius with bring love into the situation. see what else we have. Any messages for ATEEZ for their 2024? Wow, the cards are hesitating. Perfect. So we have a new moon with a new start is coming, and we have a full moon in Virgo with you are good enough. There you go. So this shows, how should I put it? Boop, boop. So this kind of just shows that the advice for the group this 2024 is that they're going to start something new, and they need to work on their confidence and their self-esteem. This doesn't mean that some of them don't have confidence or don't have self-esteem, as much as this means that they're going to start something new. And sometimes when we start something new, it could feel that it's too good to be true, and we can self-sabotage ourselves. So I do feel that these 3 cards are just saying that they need to work on acknowledging that they deserve these changes, that they deserve these new beginnings, that they deserve these projects and these opportunities. So like that they don't self-sabotage themselves. You know, those times when it's like, oh, this seems too good to be true, so maybe people become suspicious of these things, and they go like, maybe this is not real, or maybe I shouldn't go for it, and then it becomes like a lost opportunity. So I do feel that this new moon in Aquarius would bring love into the situation. A new moon talks about a new beginning, a new chapter in our lives, at the start of a new journey, and it feels like there is some like a change that the group will go through this year, and the best way to go through with all the obstacles and all the unknowns and all the newness that this new journey and this new chapter will bring to them is one that will be overcome if they are patient and they bring love in the sense of being confident or being understanding of the situation that they're in. And with that, it's like being understanding of their hesitation, being understanding of the fears that they could encounter with this unknown and this new journeys. Is like just being patient with themselves as they're going through these changes. That's the main thing. And then with the full moon in Virgo, that you are good enough, it just makes me think of someone that is working on their self-esteem, or someone that is acknowledging that they already have all the knowledge and the skills necessary to go through the unknowns of life and the obstacles of life. And then if you want to talk about the signs that we have here with Virgo and Aquarius, then with Aquarius it talks about innovation, it talks about doing new things, thinking differently, maybe even talking about humanitarian topics. So I do feel that this year the group will be encountering a very new way of doing things, thinking outside the box, maybe being a bit of a risk taker or being rebels, like going against the current, being innovative and trendy in a way. But again, this innovation and this trendiness is one that has a message. It's not vain. It's not just for the sake of things. It's like it has a purpose with Aquarius energy. And then with Virgo, we're talking about healthy habits. We're talking about a routine or a schedule. We're talking about someone that is like very consistent and very persistent as well. It's like taking care of the tedious responsibilities or the tedious task and work that will eventually lead you towards your goal. And yeah, Virgo does talk about health, so I do feel that this kind of like the best advice for them is to take care of their health, since we did see the Hangman reverse. But it also is talking about them setting like a very healthy routine, and that putting the work every day will accumulate to very good results, instead of like having this burst of energy of pushing themselves a lot and then resting for long periods. It's like consistency is a lot better for them, so like that they don't overwork themselves, if that makes sense. So they don't experience burnout. It's like slowly venture into this new beginning, into this unknown journey little by little, and not like jumping right into it. That is like the best advice for the groups this year. So with all of that said, I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I babbled on. I talked in this one on and on and on and on and on, but I don't know. I think I like the group enough to just take out a bunch of cards, but I will rest my throat as well. Do expect their individual readings sometime this year, and let's hope that everyone stays safe. Let's hope everyone takes care of themselves, and let's hope that they prioritize their bodies. So if someone is actually tired, let's hope that they don't actually push themselves to the point that their body will just shut down. That's kind of what I'm getting at. And there's also, it seems like some of them are going to do pretty well, and then others of them are going to go through like some tough periods. Now that I think about it, everyone that is from the 99 line is going to do okay. Like, the worst thing we got was the third wheel. Poor Sun. But then everybody else is like is doing okay with his year. Now, the two oldest one and the youngest member of ATEEZ seems like they're gonna have a bit of a rough time. It feels more like a warning. I don't think it's quite set on stone that they're going to. Well, it's except for their leader. I mean, their captain apparently. So for Hong Young, I do feel that there is a rejection and God's protection. Right, the whole idea of like he will encounter an obstacle that is meant to take care of him rather than become a punishment or an obstacle for him. But then for the other two, I do feel there is like it is kind of like up for debate if it's going to happen. But you know how prediction things are. It's like sometimes things don't pan out the way that we think they're going to pan out. So even though I'm using tarot and all of this, we will know what happens when it happens, basically. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Anyway, I will see you guys on the next one, whatever that is, however that is. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this entertaining or learn from it. And yeah, love and healing from my part to you. And